Yo, ladies and gentlemen, I hope every single one of you are doing well. We're back again with another Lilly and Jack Sullivan update. And I've left this over a week, hoping the authorities would have stumbled across some important information, something that just leads us to understanding what has happened to Lilly and Jack Sullivan, because it has been over a month. They went missing on the 2nd of May, and as we record this, it is now the 8th of June. And the kids are still nowhere to be seen. However, since the last video, there have been a few updates, some interesting updates, in fact. We've had the results back from the stepdad Daniel's lie detector test, and we've also got an audio from Daniel's cousin speaking out, giving her thoughts and opinions, giving us more of an insight, but most importantly, she tells us that Daniel believes Lilly and Jack Sullivan could have been abducted. Let's check this out.
Jack and Lilly Sullivan have been missing for over a month now from Pictou County, Nova Scotia, and we've had some pretty big updates this week in their case. Jack, who's 4 years old, and Lilly, who's 6, went missing from their family home in Pictou, Nova Scotia on Friday, May 2nd. Now, police searched the thick wooded areas with a lot of volunteers until May 6th. And then they scaled back the search and decided to look closer to the areas around the home. The search was restarted a couple weeks ago, and volunteers spent the weekend searching areas around the main road in front of their home. Police also went around to the neighbors and asked for any surveillance video or trail cam footage and had collected video evidence. The RCMP is still asking for anyone with additional video footage, but they have been able to confirm the last known sighting of the kids. As you probably know, the kids hadn't been in school for about 3 days. There was a PD day, which is a professional development day for teachers, on the Wednesday. And then the parents have said that they kept the 2 kids home on Thursday and Friday because Lilly had a cough. The RCMP shared in this brief that based on the details we've gathered so far, we've confirmed that Lilly and Jack were observed in public with family members on the afternoon of May 1st. So this is the day before they went missing. We're now asking anyone who has dash cam footage of video along the Garlic Road between 12 p.m. on April 28th and 12 p.m. on May 2nd to contact us. Another search took place this past weekend. They searched for another 2 days, again in the same area around the road, but this time they said that they searched where the little boot print had been found previously around a pipeline trail, and unfortunately the searchers said that there was no signs of the missing children. The RCMP said that more than 75 trained searchers from ground search and rescue organizations all participated in this search around the pipeline area and the road where the children lived, and again, nothing was found. A lot of questions have been made surrounding the stepfather and the mother, and the stepfather says that he has taken a polygraph test. So the stepfather, Daniel Martel, had previously stated that he's asked for a polygraph test and that apparently they were flying someone in to do this. He now claims that he has had the test done, but he said, I do have results and I don't know if I can share those results, but they were good in my favor. I'll say that. He went on to say that he's glad that the police are now asking for video footage, and he also added that he hasn't had any contact with the children's mother since May 3rd when she left the search area. Wow. He added that everyone should trust the RCMP's word, and I mean, you don't have to trust my word, but I'm the only one doing media for Jack and Lilly, trying to keep this story alive and get them found.
As we heard there from Daniel, it's looking good and in his favor in regards to the polygraph test that he took. But that doesn't answer the question. Where is Lilly and Jack Sullivan? It's been well over a month and the police have scoured that whole entire area. As we heard in that last video, they went back to the area where they found the footprint, but they found nothing thereafter. Nothing to prove that even Lilly and Jack went through the woods. By the sounds of it, they haven't even identified whether that footprint belongs to one of the kids. As we also heard there from the 3rd of May, Malaya, the mother of the 2 kids, the biological mother, remember that, Daniel isn't the biological father, he's the stepdad. She done one interview and then moved in with her mother. She left all of the media work for Daniel, but at the same time, she decided to block Daniel. She then went onto Facebook and changed her relationship status. It was alleged that it was followed by a message saying single to mingle. Now that just doesn't make any sense to any of us, ladies and gentlemen. As we all know, if our kids were missing, we will be out there day and night searching for those kids. The actions of the mother just don't make any sense to me whatsoever. And it's kind of like a narrative is being painted to make it look like the stepfather is guilty of doing something. Based on the information available, it seems like the stepfather is complying with the authorities. He's done the lie detector test, and although he hasn't been able to comment on the lie detector test, he says it's looking good for him. So again, I'm really confused with the mum Malaya's actions here and why she would have made the decisions that she made. Now, Daniel, the stepfather's cousin, has come forward and spoken about the situation, and she's got some interesting things to say. Let's listen to this.
I got there, I said, do you want me to stay with the baby? You can go look. She goes, I'm going to stay with the baby. Okay, said whatever. So I went walking. So that was the next thing, was when when she was told that the baby had to leave the residence. She's exactly told she did not have to leave the residence. They just wanted the baby off the residence, from away from the residence. That's like, this whole scenario isn't something a kid should be a part of. So the baby was going to come to my house. So she's never been apart from the baby. Never. Like, she's meadow. So I said, you're more than welcome to come too. If not, I am comfortable. I have 3 kids of my own. Like Malaya, I can take care of this kid. Like, I can take care of the baby, no problem. So first it was just going to be the baby. And then she decided she was going to come with me. So, but then something changed and we were at the briefing. Her mother said something to her. And then I had to take everything out of my car and put it in her mother's car. And like I said, she had this whole plan, like she was going to drive her car into my house. Mm-hmm. And she was going to, and then the plan changed. Oh, I'm going to take the car to my mother's. Like, I'm going with my mother. Well, she didn't even come back for the car. Like, the search and rescue had her car towed to wherever she was.
Wow.
Because they left the car.
I mean, that's extremely weird. Why was she in such a hurry to get away? She said there, after speaking with her mother, she decided to change plans. What did the mother say to Malaya to make her change her mind? Not only change her mind, but she blocked Daniel and hasn't spoken to him since, according to what's being said in the media. And now it makes you wonder what Malaya's mother said.
That's how much of a hurry that was to leave. Malaya stayed at the residence Friday night.
And just out of curiosity, because I think you said something and I wasn't quite sure I understood. When did Malaya's mother arrive at the house?
So she arrived Friday. She was there before I got there on Friday when they went missing. I'm not sure the exact time. We all tried to figure that out. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did Malaya's mother stay overnight there?
I am unsure, but she was there in the morning when I came back. So she could have stayed the night. Like I said, I am unsure because I didn't stay at the residence that night. I went home.
So Malaya's mother was there the morning the kids went missing.
Malaya's relationship with her mother was never great. She didn't want to live with her mother. So Daniel's poison is, from what I understand, poison.
That's weird.
Like,
so she doesn't have a great relationship with her mother, according to Daniel's cousin. However, based on what we've heard so far in the video, it sounds like the mother is pulling the strings to a degree. Something just isn't adding up.
He always said, and he said this in his interviews over and over again, is every time Malaya got ahead in life, her mother pulled her back. So we'll just go with that.
I just find it strange how the grandmother would convince her daughter to leave
the residence.
Yeah.
Instead of staying with her.
That's what I'm saying.
To look
it seems
for these
like the grandmother's been pulling these strings based on what we're hearing.
babies.
That woman has never shed a tear the whole time she was there. My dad even stated that. He goes, I cried. Like, my father cried and cried and cried. This is a 55-year-old man. And he cried for those children. And that grandmother didn't shed a tear.
Now, I know you can't speak on Daniel's behalf, but what does he really truly believe happened to these kids?
That's something that he has stated all along, that it's something that has to come from him. Honestly, he believes they were, I think he believes that they were picked up by now, like that they were abducted, because there's no sign of them in the woods. He doesn't believe they're in the woods.
He doesn't believe they're in the woods.
So he really doesn't believe that mom had anything to do with it.
That's something I don't know, because, like, you know, you always have your line of doubt, right? Like, you always have your theories and your things. So I can't speak on his behalf on that. Like,
Yeah, I understand. I just know that they both used each other as an alibi and in the morning in regards to the situation.
Absolutely. And no, I don't believe he believed or believes that Malaya had anything to do with the children missing.
So Daniel doesn't believe that Malaya has anything to do with the children going missing, but he doesn't believe the children are in the woods. Because when a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old just walked out their house and went wandering off in the woods, I'm pretty sure they would have left some sort of trace or evidence. But there's literally nothing other than a footprint that hasn't even been identified to belong to one of the kids. Remember, the children's scent stopped at the top of the drive, usually where they got off the school bus. For me, I think the kids were put into a car or got into a car outside the house. However, all CCTV is being looked at, dash cams, webcams. All of the neighbors have handed in their CCTV as well. I believe there's over 2,000 hours worth of CCTV to go through, or they've had to go through. But at this point, nothing whatsoever. I think the mother, Malaya, needs to speak, and even her mother, the grandmother, also needs to speak. Because based on the information that we have so far, the mother, Malaya, and her mother, the grandmother, they're coming across really sus. As we said, ladies and gentlemen, it's been over a month since Lilly and Jack Sullivan went missing. So I want to know exactly what you are thinking after watching this one. Leave all of your thoughts and your opinions down below in the comment section. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if we're newly watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.